Here, everything is like so incredibly beautiful that you're like, something isn't right.
Welcome to DNA, Discovering New Ancestry, a project where I travel to all the countries I have DNA from in the hopes to learn more about the world and consequently myself. I'm Carolina Risotto, and today we're discovering Austria. Located in the center of Europe, it is known for its very high quality of life. With its high salaries at an average of 4,000 euros per month, free healthcare, rich cultural history, and breathtaking landscapes, Austria really seems to have it all. Today we're going to be visiting some of the biggest cities in Austria for a little first impressions adventure. Which city will we like the most? And how welcoming are Austrians anyway? I don't know anything about my family here. All I know is that they were from the region of Tyrol, which is where we are right now. It is one of the federal states in Austria. Their biggest city and capital in Tyrol is Innsbruck, which is where we are right now. Innsbruck is a beautiful city in the Austrian Alps and one of the country's biggest tourist destinations. It's known for its stunning mountain views, winter sports, and dreamy atmosphere. The city is very walkable and feels like something out of a fairy tale. Yet, the first thing I saw when I arrived was very different from what I expected. This is an Alpenteufel. Was that accent right? A group where people dress up and parade as these like scary demons with creepy masks and big horns to sort of like scare away evil spirits. It's part of an old Alpine folklore and also a Christmas tradition in Tyrol. So it's supposed to be fun and spooky. I never really cared much about Christmas decorations until visiting Innsbruck. Everything is so intricate and really complements the environment. Being here makes you want to take part in the festivities and decorate your entire apartment.
It's just so beautiful. I want to buy everything. I think I'm getting one of these for my sister. This one is really pretty and would be great because she's actually a musician. Then there's also a smaller version of him just like this, which is also really, really cute.
The Christmas market sold many different types of things. Decorations, local snacks, candles, even Spanish ceramic.
What we do here is we have grading plates, for example, with nutmeg, like that. When you can grate something as hard as this, you can be sure that you can grate almost anything.
And where are you from?
I am from Argentina, learning German. They're so nice to you to teach you things, to show you, to speak in English if you need it. Strict, but not that strict, for example, as German people, in my opinion. But that's something that you can like or not liking, so.
Of course.
Could be different.
To me, Christmas has always been spent in the summer. So going to a place like this, it really teaches me how to celebrate Christmas culturally in a very different way. I've been traveling this entire trip with just this leather coat. This is not a winter coat, and I am surviving in this weather. Also, can you tell my thumb is out? I definitely don't look like I'm from here.
Learning how to dress for winter is definitely not an art form I have perfected just yet, but I would never let that stop me from enjoying snow the only way a person who's not used to snow actually could.
Oh, it's so fluffy! It's so fluffy! Oh, it's so fluffy! Nothing that I'm wearing is waterproof. Fluffy, fluffy, fluffy! Oh, I think I like snow. Destroy the snow, be a maniac. Holy crap, don't fall again.
Hot tip, don't throw yourself in a pile of snow and then like 2 minutes later get into a hot shower. That is actually how I passed out for the first time in my life. So don't be a dummy like me. The next day, I woke up at 6 a.m. to hop on a train to Graz, but the magical falling snow actually became a pretty crazy snowstorm. As soon as I arrived at the train station, I found out that mine and dozens of other trains had been canceled. Well, what was supposed to take 6 hours took actually 11 hours, but honestly, I was really surprised how calmly Austrians dealt with the situation and how kind they were the entire time. I mean, I met some other travelers that were also stranded, but this girl had like a box of cookies. She took them out and started sharing her cookies with us. It was just really, really sweet. So we all rode the last train together, but make it to Graz, I did.
What is it like to grow up in a city in Austria?
Ooh, what a big question. Actually, it's kind of nice. What can I tell? It's a very safe and secure and rich country with a lot of possibilities, and I'm very privileged to live here. And now we're about to go up into these towers from this beautiful church and gonna see the bells.
So we're inside the church?
This is like the attic. There's a pigeon skeleton.
Are you serious?
Yeah, of course. It says, please be careful, otherwise you get a bump on your head. Bell system.
I'm learning so much about Austria, you guys.
Yeah.
Holy oh my god!
These are the bells. I like these tiny ones. They're playing the melodies, you might have heard it before. During the World Wars, they used all of the bells and melted the metal and used to make arms out of that.
This is so crazy, you guys.
It's clear that Graz is a city meant for locals, where tourists are more of a rare sight rather than the norm. The benefit of this is that locals don't experience tourism fatigue. Since their daily lives are not disrupted by huge crowds, they seem more genuinely excited to welcome tourists, which is something you don't see in cities like Paris, Rome, and even Vienna.
We're walking by and you're greeting people. Do you greet them because you've met them before or because you get used to seeing them on the street?
Both. So I know a lot of people. When you go through Graz and you're from Graz, you're always running into people you know.
Do they do that in Vienna at all or no?
Not that much, no. In Vienna, not. But in Innsbruck,
For
also.
sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I'm totally fooling people, making them think I'm Austrian because everyone came to me speaking in German so far.
Yeah, you do look. You do look Austrian. Have to learn a few words. Say Servus, say Prost.
Prost.
Yeah.
Hallo.
Hallo, ich bin
Ich
bin
bin
Caroline.
Caroline.
Everything together. Hallo, ich bin Caroline.
Hallo, ich bin Caroline.
Try to get the ich into ich and not ish. You say ish, try to get the S out of it. Ich.
Ich.
Yeah, it's better. So
David and I explored the Old Town for a bit, which was like most old towns in Europe, adorable and Instagrammable. Afterwards, we headed back home to cook a typical Austrian dish. And no, it was not schnitzel, okay? I'm not gonna be that predictable. David and I together made spinach dumplings, Spinatknuddel.
Welcome to David's cooking vlog. To avoid the crying part of the onions, I set up my ski goggles. But if it works, it is stupid.
See, here the men are in the kitchen. Chop those onions.
Oh, back to normal. Sorry.
I have a knife.
Yeah, but it's pretty small, so go fuck yourself. We need some frozen spinach. The last time it broke my other knife, but hey, this is a man's kitchen, so we're thinking practical out here, right?
That's a resourceful man to have. Is this what it feels like to be Austrian?
No, you probably have to be in ski gear, yodeling a little bit.
Roll them up, squeeze them.
Tightness, dedication.
And as we say it in Austrian, Moitzeit.
The next morning, David was determined to take me on a hike on the snowy mountains. But we ran into a pretty big problem on our way there. David's car had to go up this like really steep road, but because of the snowy and icy floor, he was having a really hard time doing that.
Let's go, car! Woo! Is this something you've been through before?
Of course.
Of course.
That my car isn't the best for this situation. That's something every Austrian has been at least once in his life. I just can't get the momentum. I don't want to get all the way down.
Woo! Let's go! We can do it! Good energy!
Get out and push.
I left the car. Let's see if this works. Woo! Oh my god, he made it to the top. I was holding him back this whole time. I was too heavy. Yay, we did it. Good job.
And now you learned why you need a four-wheel drive
Yeah.
on snowy conditions like these.
Oh my god. Oh, that's just too much fun. The last few days in Graz have been a great adventure. It's really cool to visit a city that's really not that popular for tourism, but that shows a little bit more of a local life. The pace is a little bit slower. Nature is such a big part of people's lives here. I want a little bit more of this, you know, like quality of life, where people in the street, they greet each other and it brings this sense of community and of care, and I think that's a culture that's really cultivated in smaller cities like this one. People's kindness made me want to be kinder too. I think Graz has kind of allowed me to process fully the benefits of living in a smaller city.
Our next and final stop, Vienna, where I would spend Christmas and New Year's with my family. Yet there was a huge plot twist here. We ended up being upgraded into a 5-star hotel, and each one of us had our own private suite. It was like amazing. We also had this like incredible breakfast buffet every morning. Guys, it was the fanciest hotel I've ever been to, and I really had a great time. Vienna is an extremely imperial, grand city. I mean, you can even tell by looking right behind me right now. Everywhere you look, it feels rich and big and important. One of the many reasons Vienna is worth visiting is because it is a capital of culture. And I got to see some of the coolest monuments and dinosaurs ever here at the museums in Vienna. That might not be the smartest thing I could have said, but it's true. I love dinosaurs. Did I also mention it's pretty windy out here? For sure, this is probably the windiest city I've been to this entire trip. Vienna has a seamless blend between modern and historical structures. And everything is so well preserved. It really might be one of the most beautiful cities I've ever seen. It's also the classical music capital, having been home to composers like Mozart and Beethoven. Their music sounds as fancy as Vienna looks. If Princess Barbie was gonna live in a city, it would probably be Vienna.
It's almost a little too perfect for me. You know, I like when things are a little bit messy and unplanned and I don't know, there's random graffiti somewhere. Here, everything is like so incredibly beautiful that you're like, something isn't right. And maybe this is just because I was born and raised in kind of a messy, wonderful city, which is Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Or maybe I'm just not used to being in places that look this rich.
So what were my first impressions of Austria, and which city did I like the most? Honestly, Austria seems like a really civilized place. The cities are super clean, people are polite, and I felt safe the entire time I was there. Their culinary wasn't my all-time favorite, but I did really enjoy those dumplings. I still think about them. My favorite thing about Austria, though, were the mountains. So if I had to pick one of the cities, I would say my favorite was Innsbruck. It's a place that I've been twice in my life before, and the first time I actually got to ski in the Austrian Alps. And I remember at that moment seeing one of the most incredible views of my life. Perhaps I feel connected to that region because it's where my family is from. It is possible, but I think it might be a bit of a stretch. It's just clearly the most iconic for me, even more than Vienna. I know a lot of people love Vienna. It's not a place that I felt inspired by. It just didn't make my heart beat faster. And as for Graz, it's a place that I think I never would have visited if my friend hadn't invited me to go there. If Austrians are half as nice as that guy, the country is in good hands. It is the last day of 2023. I woke up so early, it is still dark outside. Usually I get excited about a year ending and another year beginning, but I think I'm so happy with, let's say, the middle, right? With the everyday journey that I wasn't really in a rush to get anywhere. I think that I took this relationship with myself to another level this year through traveling, since I was doing it all by myself and I had to rely on me more than ever, every single day. I built a really good foundation for what I can create in 2024. That's probably the best gift that I could have ever given myself. This chapter of the journey of traveling alone through Europe to all the countries my ancestors are from is coming to an end. It's wild to me that I allowed myself to live this experience, that I trusted myself enough to go through it and completely embraced everything. Even the lows were a part of developing the highs, I've recovered this amount of joy and happiness that I haven't felt in years. And it's not because I decided to travel and run away from all my problems. traveling and rediscovering myself was a solution. And I'm not saying that you have to travel to find yourself again, but you might need to do something different. We're gonna continue our ancestry trip to what I think is one of the most incredible countries in the world. The place where I was born and raised in, Brazil. We'll make a quick stop in New York City first because I have to unpack and repack. And I'm just so grateful for everybody that's watching and supporting me here. Remember to like this video and to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on the next episode. And let me know in the comment section what country you would like for me to visit next, because who knows? My life is a mess. I love it. I'm Carolina Risotto. Dankeschön.